Hey, Bugz Gutta, how are you?
How are you doing today?
Good, good. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this and talk to us here at Power to Fly and the community and answer our questions that we are dying to ask you and perform for us. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'm super excited.
Thanks for having me, like for real. It's a pleasure and I'm excited to be here.
Good, good. So I'm going to start with a couple of questions. First and foremost, I and we would love to know more about you and how, what inspired you to become a rapper?
Um, I'm originally from Newport News, Virginia. I grew up in, I was born in the 80s, so I grew up in the 90s. And I grew up in a time where hip hop was like, they consider it the golden era. So like I was introduced to like, it was like Biggie, Wu-Tang, Bad Boy, all of these people. And it was like, it was everything that I was seeing at home, like in the hood, in the streets, but it was on TV. And so it was like the visual for it, it was really what really attracted me. So then when I started listening to the raps and the lyrics, because I wrote poetry, so it was like, oh, this is really good. This is really interesting. So I became a big diehard rap fan. But when I got locked up at an early age, one of my cell partners, he was a rapper and he knew I could write poetry. And so he just challenged me one day and asked me, he was like, you should write a rap. So I wrote a rap and it was good. And from there, it was just like, I was writing every day, it was what I just knew that I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to rap, but I didn't think, it would be possible because of me being gay and all of that. But
yeah. That's interesting though, what you're saying, even at that time, talking about, because I do agree that golden age of hip hop, still at that time, seeing that representation on TV, that resonated with you.
Yeah. It did a lot, like to be living it in the environment and seeing everything that you was actually seeing on in the music videos, on the movies like New Jack City, Juice, Boys in the Hood, all of that. It was like, oh wow, this is the life that I live. But it was always something that was missing in everything, and that was because I knew that I was different from everybody else, that, the rappers, the movies, the TV shows and all of that. I never had like representation because I resonated with them because I was living it, but it was never a person who like, I could be like, oh, except Omar from The Wire. Mm-hmm. When he came about, it was like, oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Well, then let me, not to interrupt you, but let me piggyback off that, because is there a stigma with being gay and being a rapper, like in the hip hop industry?
Of course.
And if there is, like, can you please like break that down and expand on that for us, please?
Of course, it's a stigma with being gay and rap. It's a stigma with being gay and being a Black man, period. So being a Black man and being gay in hip hop is a double thing, because it's like, for one, they don't respect us as a man, period. So now you are trying to be in an industry that's so built on toxic masculinity. Here comes gay guys and it becomes an issue because you know how Black men are there. So, homophobic. So it's given, oh, I don't want to be around them. I don't want to work with them, this and this and this and that. But, I chose not to have to deal with that. And that was my whole reasons of doing Pynk Gorilla Entertainment and my nonprofit, which is the Pynk Institute, because I didn't want to have to deal with that. Like I did it, I went through a little in the beginning of my career. But once I started seeing it, it was like, okay, I have to create something for me to not have to go through any of this. And by me doing it for myself as an artist, me just being the person that I am, it was like, you know what? I need to build a team, and I need to be the person that I wish I had for other artists out there, other artists that are like me.
I love that. Can you give yourself a little bit more of a shout out? Like, I want to hear a little bit with like the Pynk Gorilla, like, how did you come up with that? Like, you know, you could have used every image, you know, or every different color. Like, why pink and then why gorilla? You know what I mean?
Pynk Gorilla to me is balance. It's a balance for one. Like pink, when you think of femininity of a woman or being feminine, you can't get nothing. You can't get no more feminine than pink, because they buy the pink clothes. The room is pink. Everything is pink. When you think of a gorilla, it's like it's like the gorilla is the one that's in the jungle. That's just like
the biggest. It's the silverback. It's the biggest. Yeah.
Right. So it was like, I feel like I represent both, because I'm masculine, but yet at the same time I'm feminine. I feel like everything in life has to have balance. It's beauty, it's ugly, it's feminine, it's masculine, it's up, it's down, it's good, it's bad, it's negative, it's positive. And we all have all of that inside of us. And so to me, the best representation for that was Pynk Gorilla. And so it just stuck with me, and it was something that I just used to call myself. Like as a rapper, it was like an alter ego.
Really?
And I would call myself the Pynk Gorilla. And I was working with this company who was led by a Black trans woman. Shout out to Miss Terry Man-Made, Ghost Project. And they ended our working relationship, not on bad terms. They just wanted to do other things. And so I didn't want to sit there and just be like, what do I do? Where do I go? And so I hit my husband. We were sitting in the living room, and I was like, I think I'm gonna start the label. And he was like, do it. I called my best friend up, Tia Carter, and I was like, Bess, if I do this, is you with me? She was like, yeah, let's do it. I filed the paperwork that night, and
listen,
from there, it's just been on and popping.
Love that. You got your ride or die through. So with that, so how are you supporting the LGBTQIA plus community to join, you know, the hip hop game? You know, like, what are you currently doing to make sure that can, you know, we manifest that and move that forward?
I've created platforms, different platforms. Like we have a showcase called Royalty and Bars, where we haven't been doing it as much because of the pandemic, but now we just started doing virtual, and sooner we're going to start doing the physical shows. But it's a platform where people from the LGBT community can come and they can perform. I give everybody a 10-minute slot. They get paid according to their fan base. So every person that comes to see them, they say their name at the door, and they get half of the entry fee, because I feel like artists deserve to be treated like artists, and not just to be there to bring a crowd for you to get money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I started that with my husband, and I started the Pynk Institute, which is a nonprofit organization that I just started, which is geared to creating safe spaces for the LGBT community to be able to perform, record, learn how to do engineering, songwriting, modeling, photography, anything that you do and want to do in this industry to get forward. Then if they living here in New York City, I am here to help. And that, I just feel like it's my job and it's my duty. Being a Black man is very important, and being a Black gay man is very, very important for me to be not only set an example, but be a tool for the youth to be able to, you know, move up levels in this, because it's hard. It's really, really hard, especially when you're conditioned to feel like you can't do it. When the world is already telling you you can't do this and you don't belong here and you don't belong there. I want to be the voice to be able to let them know that it doesn't matter what nobody else says. This is what you want to do, then you go out there and do it. we no longer have to wait for nobody else to do anything for us. It's 2021. If you want to be a rapper, a singer, anything it is that you want to do, as long as you have a phone, you can do it.
Preach. Yes. Okay, I know like people are itching to see perform. I just got like a couple more, like one or two more. I wanted to know, and I'm sure people out there want to know as well, like, so who are your role models, or who, you know?
I really don't have many role models. My mom is a role model for me. My mom did drugs for like 20-something for a very long time, and she's been clean now for 25 years. I've seen my mom go from like losing Isaiah, New Jack City, to being one of the most hardworking, productive, beautiful women out there. Like, my mom is great, and the relationship that me and her have, she showed me that it doesn't matter what you went through or what you're going through, that you can always create a better life for yourself. So like, my mom is definitely my biggest role model.
I love that. And also, you know, just being a Black man that's so secure with himself, and also that being a person of your role model, it kind of shows, you know, in the community that, you know, we are not monolithic, you know what I mean? Like we
Right.
have, you know, like instead of just being, you know, some athlete or something, like you've got people like that's close to you that you see as a role model. So I think that's beautiful to say and share. So I've got one more, and this is selfish because I know we got to go, but I wanted to know, because I was doing my research and word on the street is I hear like you love Lil' Kim. And my question was personally, what would just on the spot, like your favorite Lil' Kim song? I know that's hard, but.
Favorite Lil' Kim song.
I know.
Oh, Crush on You.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yes, I was gonna say the same thing. That video and the yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, and yes. Okay, well, that Bugz, like, I'm so excited. So thank you so much. I'm looking to see if there's any questions out there. So I don't know. I think we're like ready to see you do your thing.
Okay, so the song that I'm going to perform is called A Letter from Bugz. It's a song that I wrote some years ago. It's very personal. It was something that was very personal for me, and I just decided to, you know, put it out and share it with everybody. I think every person who falls under the LGBTQ community can definitely relate to it. And I think everybody needs to hear it, period, because, you know, it's important. So here is A Letter from Bugz. Yo, gotta get this off my chest. As long as I could remember, I was different. I ain't want to play with G. Got shows I want to skip, but it was something about the feelings that I had. It won't cause I grew up with girls that won't raised by my dad. It was me. Simple as that. If you don't understand, it wasn't a choice. I guess it was God's plan. But shit is real talk. It happens every day. A young adolescent realizes every day. It's like a war inside. Me, myself, and I. It's crazy when you want to tell the truth, but you lie. Because you're afraid of what your family is gonna think. Because you don't want to play ball and you love pink. And it's a shame when they say the words don't hurt. You call me a fag, I will knock you in the dirt. I stayed going off, fucking niggas up, a homo, a punk. But I'm a man first. I had to learn to cope and deal with the pain. Therapist saying something wrong with my brain. All them telling jokes, disrespect that I was given. Growing up, I swear to God, though I hated living. They say it's wrong, and if you did, you go to hell. Well, if I go to hell, I know I see some others there for the same thing, and it's a damn shame. Can't admit that we driving in the same lane. I hate a closet nigga that run around as niggas. You think you hard when you softer than the cloud, nigga, and I'ma be the voice for the other side. All the gays, all the trans, lesbians and vibes. I'ma ride for you. I'ma die for you. Go to war, I'ma kick down doors for you. You never know the struggle, you never feel my pain. Can't walk in my punk store, my Timberland. This is not a gimmick, and this is not a game. I rap the rainbow, but still I let the things bang. And this the realest shit that I ever wrote. The end of the rainbow, all you see is gun smoke.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, so I thank you for having me. And everybody out there, continue to celebrate Pride. Continue to be prideful. And if there's anything that you want to do in life, just do it. Just wake up tomorrow morning and do it, because that's the first step. It's the hardest step. Everything after you taking that first step to do it, it's easy. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like that you can't do anything and be who you want to be, because you can. It's your life. I'm a prime example. I had it bad. I've been in the system. I prostituted. I sold drugs. I've been locked up. I've gotten my rights restored. I'm a married man. I'm a business owner. I'm happy. I'm productive. I'm handling my depression. I'm doing everything that I need and want to do. And if I can do it, you can do it. And that's no lie, no cap. Like, that's straight facts. So, thank you.
Thank you.